What's good, y'all? What's going on, everybody? This is Stephen Qualls II, aka Mr. Qualified. It's your boy, and we are back for another episode of the Right Quality Podcast. Friends, co-host, whoever this dude is that is moving like the little slinky thing outside of the cash loan place. Not sure if he's.
That's more this.
I mean, you were okay. You was doing
More
Oscar.
vertical.
My bad. My bad. Anyway, friends,
It
co-host.
was more it was more Lil Lil Kim.
I'm screaming.
Friends, co-host. Please remind the people who you
See,
are.
come on
I
now.
hate that so bad. Oh my gosh. I'm Ashley Wright the
On a
first.
delay, on a delay.
And for the girls, why do you guys need ChatGPT or Google when you can have a woman that's always right? Yep. Yep.
I'm messing up the whole flow today. My name's Miguel. I'm just gonna get that out the way now. We're on a delay, so if it seems like I'm cutting someone off or if I'm like 10 seconds late, I have to control myself
Whoop-de-doo.
today.
Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. How is this Wi-Fi gonna do this to me?
Exactly.
Did you do that? Oh, no,
That's my favorite one.
that's gonna go down in history. But it has been a while since we recorded. There has been so much that has happened since the last time we have blessed you all screens. But we are gonna start with the NFL, y'all. We are just about by the time people see this, we are gonna be halfway through the season. At the time of recording, we are in between week 8 and week 9. So yeah, we're there. We're there. But I also think we have now got a good chance to see decent little sample size. Last time we talked about NFL, it had only been 3 weeks. Like I said, now we're in 8 going into 9. We're getting a good sense of where teams are. We probably still haven't seen most teams' best football. If we have, yikes. But with that being said, let's kind of start with something I've been paying attention to, but what are some of the best divisions in football so far? Like, what divisions are we seeing that are the most competitive? Yeah, let's start there.
Shockingly, the NFC South has been pretty competitive. I didn't expect the Panthers to have the season that they've had so far. Baker is on a
Definitely.
tear. He needs to be in MVP conversations.
You don't think the Bucks
Um,
are in the way with the South?
Yeah.
no, yeah, for sure, for sure. But I think it remains competitive.
Yeah,
Michael Penix and the Falcons, Bijan Robinson, they've been doing well.
yeah,
And then New Orleans is New Orleans. They've been sneaking some wins here and there though.
yeah,
So I think that's definitely one. Disappointed in the AFC North.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's the one that sticks out right now. I mean, I guess you could say the AFC West, with the exception of the Raiders. We know
Yeah.
the Chiefs will always remain competitive. Chargers, they came out strong. It's like they're hitting a plateau now. And then Denver, their defense is top notch right now. So,
Yeah. I was gonna say AFC is that West? That the Chargers, Chiefs, that's West.
yep.
AFC West, but also NFC West.
Mm,
Seahawks, Rams,
yep.
Niners, like Arizona. And the thing about it, like Arizona isn't as bad as their record is.
Yeah.
No, they've lost a lot of really, really close games.
Hmm.
So a competitive division nonetheless. But those other three teams, I mean, I think a lot of divisions are going to come down to those divisional games. I think that's going to really be the case. I think the same is the case for the NFC North. Minnesota is being Minnesota. So I'm not surprised that they're down year. They always go back and forth. But us in Detroit are right there. I
Um,
definitely think the division is going to come down to that Thanksgiving game, honestly, more than
Oh, yeah.
um, we both still have to play Philly at the time of this recording. So I think that game for both of us is going to determine a lot as well. But yeah, I think our game on Thanksgiving is going to potentially decide the division. So we'll see. But yeah, some good football all around. Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I know for a fact that I've been following football more closely this season than I have in the past. But this is the first year that it doesn't feel like there's a team that's a runaway favorite, either by record or by showing. Like for the past few years, it's kind of been the Chiefs. And for a lot of people, you still like the Chiefs are still the team to beat. But this season kind of feels like, I don't know, like it's up in the air. It's still about who's going to be playing their best football come December, really. So do y'all agree with that, or do y'all think there's a team that's, a front runner at this point, so to say, or who has separated themselves more so?
Miguel, I'll let you take the floor.
Um, how late am I?
No, you're good.
I think what I said last time still reigns true in my head, at least, until I see someone do anything to Patrick Mahomes by the month of December and January. We're going to be seeing him in February. So I'm afraid still of like what's to come. Rashee Rice is back. Their run game sucks. So this reminds me of Chiefs is old, where it's just like by that time he's hot and he's just going to be throwing that thing all around the field, and I'm not okay, because it just seems to turn on at that point. So the Chiefs for me always will be formidable. I think the Packers, this could be our year, but now it's just kind of like all eyes on us, and that scares me a little bit. When the lights are bright, things go wrong for Wisconsin sports in general. A lot of states can say that, but just history. NFC North getting very, very far every year, and then it's just like, a couple dumb plays, a face fumble on a botch onside kick, giving up 35 annually when you have one of the greatest quarterbacks that has ever lived, and it's still throwing that rock, ayahuasca Rodgers, and we just beat them. So it's like, things are looking good. I would like to throw these prayer hands up and go get a chip since the Brewers folded. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Moment of silence for Camp Scatterboo.
Yeah, let's
Oh, ankle. Yeah. Oi, oi, oi.
yeah,
Open
let's
too.
talk about
Dumb.
the Giants, because I'm disappointed. Like, obviously, prayers up for Cam and for, just a speedy recovery. And it seems like he's in good spirits, so all of that good jazz. But I think they were going to make that division very interesting. I think they had a chance to I think they were going to play themselves into playoffs, me personally. I just think they had found something with Dart. I think Scatterboo had already like cemented himself as a fan favorite and as somebody who's going to be a difference maker, obviously. Of course, Neighbors going down. I think that happened after the last time we recorded and talked about the NFL. But so they were already kind of, getting hit with the injury bug. And so this in particular sucks. But I do think the rest of this year will be really good for Dart, just getting acclimated, getting that experience. And if you can get this team, healthy going into next season, it's just going to make that division more interesting. I think it's going to be another potential contender in the NFC, depending on, what else they do with the roster. But that's disappointing. But I mean, the injuries have just kind of been piling up across the board. I mean, the Tariq injury, that hadn't happened since the last time we recorded. And granted, the Dolphins have been playing like poo-poo trash,
Mm-hmm.
and have been for the majority.
Mike Evans.
Mike
Yeah, Mike.
Evans. But I thought that was just a hamstring. I thought it wasn't something too.
No, it's his shoulder and
Oh,
concussion.
oh,
Yeah. That
yeah.
was on the Monday
Yeah.
night game against
Got
Broke.
you.
the Lions. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Lamar
Joe Burrow.
out.
Yeah.
Burrow. So I mean, Lamar is nearing a return. I thought he was going to play
I
against
think
Chicago.
he's playing tomorrow night, the
Okay.
Thursday night football game.
Okay.
Don't talk about the Ravens, man. Don't talk about them. It
I mean,
hurts.
it's
They're good. It could still be a good year, but it's just like
can it?
Wild card, maybe.
They'd have to win out
I
at
I've got to look
literally
at the
like. I
race.
mean, you get them in
Yeah.
the wild card.
You think they can win
The
out?
NFL, man, how these
I got to look
divisions
at the
work.
race.
Lamar, we're talking about someone that should have won last year. Yeah, that man is Superman. He could do it, but it's just getting the organization.
I'm
Yeah,
looking at their schedule. Let's see.
yeah. Let's see. I think winning out is going to be tough.
They've got Miami Thursday night, W.
W.
Minnesota after that, W. Eh.
W.
W.
Maybe
Cleveland.
you would think W.
They play hard though, yeah. New York, Jets,
W.
Either
Cincinnati.
one.
They got
Uh,
Cincinnati after the Jets.
They're always big dog in
50
Cincy.
up in the air for the Cincy.
Then they got Pittsburgh. Mm.
They
Ah,
always Tomlinson always plays Lamar well.
yeah, up at 50-50 ball.
Yeah, those last four games are hard. They got Cincinnati again, New England, Green Bay, and then at Pittsburgh.
Winning,
So
Green
winning out is
Bay,
going to
and
be
but that
tough.
that's almost favoring Lamar in Baltimore. Snow game.
no, no, no,
If
no,
it
no.
if we have global warming,
Green Bay is in. Oh, okay. Yeah, Green Bay is in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's at Lambeau. I don't think
okay,
it favors them more necessarily. I don't think they'll be bothered by it too much. But if they, because what's their record right now?
that run game.
2-5.
Five. I mean, I guess it more so depend on how the wild card look. Because can they catch Pittsburgh for the division?
Pittsburgh is
I mean, they
four
still
and
playing
three.
twice.
They're 4-3.
Can, can they come
Like
out?
I'm saying, like
Well, can they come out the division? So maybe it's not that far fetched.
Maybe not. Let's see, because Pittsburgh's schedule is not easy. They've got the Colts remaining, Chargers, Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens, of course, Lions. Yeah, no, that ain't easy if you're Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that division.
hey, Tomlinson
Right,
finds a way to finish 8-7 every year.
right.
All the time, yeah.
You're gonna
He
be over
sure,
Trust me.
500. Hey
yeah,
man,
he is.
look, they actually, you know what? I take that back. They don't got to win out, and as long as they win their division, they might get that bid. So who knows? Maybe it's not all over for Lamar and them. We'll see. We'll see. You know who it is over for? The Dolphins. Cooked.
Done.
Let's start there. Tua. Let's
Mm.
let's speak on Tua because you already had the bad start. I when is the last good season Tua has had?
Talk about it, Steve. I think the last good season he had was when he and Tyreek Hill went to Kansas City in the playoffs. So what was this, 2 years ago?
Years ago.
And lost in the cold. I think that was the last good season.
I agree. And I know it was the concussion thing at one point, but it just doesn't feel like it's something's not working. And I didn't realize that the head coach was in the hot seat as well, necessarily. I thought people were more so a fan of him. Maybe not. Apparently I was wrong. But I think there are going to be major changes after this season. I don't think they're going to I don't think their season turns around. I don't really think they make the playoffs. I'm not as familiar with their division. I'd have to look, and I'm not sure if that's a division they even have a chance at winning.
The Pats got that one on
Oh,
lock.
well then, yeah.
Oh, the Bills too. The
Oh,
Bills are in
yeah.
there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's been playing lights out too, though. I'm not gonna lie.
hmm
I didn't know May was like that. Didn't know it
hmm
was Mayday. Didn't know. But yeah, so they got to figure that out. But yeah, thoughts on Tua. The biggest thing for me was the comments about locker room, the team, where it seemed like he kind of like threw teammates, anonymously under the bus, which is it's just not what a leader does and not what you're supposed to do as the quarterback. And I don't think it helps the situation given the way that you all have been losing and the way that he's been playing. But did y'all have any particular on thoughts on Tua and just I guess the Dolphins situation in general?
Miguel, I'll let you handle it first since you got a delay.
I don't really think about them. I haven't seen, to be honest, I haven't seen a game. I know
That's
Tyreek got
why.
hurt. I know Darren Waller is going back to get his, child support payments or divorcee payments. I don't know what he was, he had to pay off that bad 360 deal he got for that terrible song he made. That's all I got. what's really happening in Miami? Miami basketball's back. Asia Wilson's fiance is playing.
Hey, yo. You know,
Not Mr. Wilson.
side
Soon
note,
to be, soon to be.
Mr.
side
Wilson.
note, you know what's been funny? It's been a trend on social media of girls talking about when my boyfriend bring up sports and think I don't know ball and they know all the players based off of who they date.
Period. Period.
I gotta give it to y'all for using context clues. But
Yeah.
that does not, y'all got it.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
Sometimes okay, as a girly who actually watches sports, I find it very funny how creative women can be when it comes to sports. Like drafting your fantasy team based on who's the cutest is hilarious to me. And then they're winning. Like I don't understand, but yeah, it's funny to see without context how they find context, I guess.
Yeah. Gotta give it to them. Make it make sense for yourself. Yeah, but I always have to do this. Let's talk about them Colts and that boy Danny
All
Dimes.
right, Steve. All right.
No. But in all seriousness, they have been playing some really good football. But I think it was Nick Wright that brought up this point. He said the issue is not Jonathan Taylor, right? Like Jonathan Taylor will be Jonathan Taylor, who should be in MVP talks as of this point.
Yes.
But he was like, do we believe in the Daniel Jones magic trick? He said, do we believe that this is going to continue throughout the entirety of a season and throughout a playoff run? I've never had a reason to not be a Daniel Jones fan personally. So until he necessarily shows me otherwise that he's going to completely fold on the biggest stage, I wouldn't root against him. But I mean, I definitely understand the reservations, and I definitely think the AFC is going to be tough to get through regardless. The Colts do play the Chiefs this season, so we'll be interested to see that game and see how they match up. But how serious do you think the Colts are this year?
I'm gonna give Daniel his props where props are due. I'm not gonna act like he's never won a playoff game. You know, he won a wild card game on the road. So
He
clearly,
did.
yeah, with the Giants when they beat the Vikings on the road.
How long ago was this?
Oh,
I want to say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe.
Interesting.
Saquon was still on the team, so at least three. It was 3 years ago, I want to say
Okay.
three. Um, yeah, so we know that he can go in hostile environments and everything. He has a heck of a lot more talent, I would say, with this Colts team too. I think it just depends on if they have a favorable schedule once the playoffs begin, how far they can go. Um, but yeah, that's what I would say about it.
I
I'm
mean,
looking at their schedule right now and I'm just trying to see like teams that they've beaten.
yeah. I don't know if they've played anybody for real. Just
That's what I'm trying to see. Like exactly. Let's see. So they've beaten Miami, they've beaten Denver. Tennessee, they lost to the Rams. They beat Vegas, Arizona. They beat the Chargers and Tennessee again. So down the stretch, they got some competition. They'll see the Chiefs, they'll see Jacksonville, Seattle, 49ers. It's not a difficult schedule.
mm.
so they could potentially finish the season with a favorable record, potentially have home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Hmm.
Lucas Oil Stadium.
They're 7-1 right now, so
We'll see. We'll
light
see.
years ahead in the division too.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
don't see anybody in the AFC South doing anything. Tennessee's out. CJ Stroud, I don't know where he's been since
Since
2022 or
2 years ago.
23.
Since his rookie year.
Exactly. What was that, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Jacksonville frauds. So
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out the rest of the season, but gotta respect it as of right now. Outside of Miguel, I know you said Chiefs Packers essentially, are we adding any other teams to the front runner or contender pool as it currently stands?
with them.
Like adding teams to those two teams that you named. Like, are there any more teams?
Eagles gotta be the champs. Gotta beat the champs.
Got to be the champs.
Yawn.
And I know they had their woes going into the play. Huh?
Yawn.
Oh,
Oh. Um, throw Danny Dimes in there. Gotta throw a 7-1 team in there.
Gotta
They're
respect.
7-1.
No Detroit? Unbiased.
Still gotta respect them.
I had to watch a Tampa game to buy the hype, but I was based on the hype. I'd have to throw Tampa in there. I feel like Detroit, we kind of know who they are already. I'm not compelled as an NFC Norther, even though it's good to boast for our brethren in arms to say that we have a strong division. But it's us too. But I think we're better. So I'd say Tampa is more of a threat since I haven't seen them this year.
Tampa is legit because Baker is. I think injuries hurt them a lot because if they had a fully healthy team, I mean, they're dangerous. Detroit's dangerous. I hear Miguel because it's like we know who Detroit is, so it's just a matter of are you going to show up that game and I'll play them essentially. But still respect to them. Still a team you have to prepare for. Still a team to beat, so to say. But I mean, Detroit has. I mean, I won't try to make it comparable and say they fell short in the same way that the Packers have recently, but I don't think they've done more outside of win more in the regular season. Like they've had a few deeper playoff runs, but they still haven't gotten over the hump either with a much better team at that. So, and I think their window is closing, whereas Green Bay's kind of just opened. So that's the way I kind of look at us two as teams. But I still will put them in the contender category. But really, as of right now in the NFC, yeah, it's still those same four, honestly. And I think those would just still be the teams to beat. I don't know record-wise what things will look like as we get closer to the playoffs, but I think those will end up being the four teams still to beat. And yeah, in the AFC, it don't matter who it is, it's gonna run through the Chiefs. I don't care how you look in the regular season. Like, so same go for the Bills, the Colts.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I think about it, outside of the Bills and the Colts, I don't really know another team right now that like is convincing me of anything. And it might still be too early to kind of even call that per se. But yeah, I mean, halfway mark is a good sample size, like I said in the beginning. But I still personally think the best football is played in November and December, or at least it should be if you're trying to carry that.
The hottest team going to the playoffs.
Yeah. So
My apologies.
no, no, you could.
It was good timing.
Yeah, no, it was. Is there any other like major NFL news that we missed? I mean, I'll say this as far as the Packers. And I don't think there's too much to harp on. One, first and foremost, we spoke about it before. Jordan Love deserves his respect. And here's why I need to say it and why it needs to be said out loud. Whether it's the comparisons to Rodgers or Favre, whether it's people just genuinely thinking that he's not that good, which I never really understood. Not only did he ball out, well, he's balled out in every primetime game that he's played this season, and he's been balling out all season. But I think he's just become a really good leader. Like, so you can talk about the eye test and what you see and maybe what you want to see better from him. But I think for him to come in and command like this team the way he has shows that he's ready to lead them to a Super Bowl if that's what's in the cards for them. But I definitely think he deserves his respect. The thing I'm worried about, Gail, this secondary, man.
Is that ball too floaty?
No, something has to get figured out with this secondary, man. We gotta get that outside corner figured out expeditiously. Like safety.
Yeah, we lived off of the first few weeks of fear of Micah Parsons, so it made QBs rush a little bit. I am interested in what the second look against Detroit looks like.
Yeah,
because I know that they'll have some tweaks, and not to say that they aren't a formidable opponent, because like it's a coin flip when we face. But I'm hoping, praying, Keyshawn Nixon and the squad figure it out. Um, I don't know. I feel like our corners have always been burnt toast from time to time. I mean, like I remember sometimes Tramon Williams was getting cooked. I
Don't
remember
do, don't do that.
uh
Don't do
no
that.
that
Don't
no
compare
there
this
were
secondary to that
no
secondary.
no no no. I mean like every dog has his day. That's what I'm saying. I remember
Well,
like when the floodgates were open, they were open. Uh we always had like a bit of a leaky secondary if we're gonna be like a buck. It's always been our run defense and then letting up big plays on third down. It's like, why are we in? Maybe that's more on defensive coverage for setting us back in a soft zone, giving them like 14 chunk yard plays at a time. But like, there was just, and then, also we had Megatron in our division. So it's like they would be cooked on somewhere. It's just like, you can't gamble on that guy.
yeah.
So yeah, I think it's just more of like a get more reps until the playoffs, start to learn your team and where you're comfortable in spots, and we maybe start to figure out where guys fit best. Maybe the Bo Melton experiment pays off at some point. I did think that was interesting at the beginning of the year, but I think we were definitely banking on like really getting instant rush and then boom, like play off that aggression. So we have to find that balance now.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with that. I think more reps, and I think as we go through the season, the defense will get better. I think it'll get more cohesive. I think the pass rush will only get better, which might also help the secondary or continue to help the secondary. I think we have all the tools, to be honest. It doesn't mean it's going to be a walk in the park by any means, but I think if we can take advantage of our schedule, win the winnable games, like win the games we're supposed to win, and then show up for the games that are going to require a little bit more. I think we have the opportunity to finish on the top of the NFC, and I think that would obviously benefit us. Although I don't know, I don't trust buys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I want that first round
I
buy.
like the hotter team. I like
I like
playing and
playing, just
striking
play
while the
straight
iron's
through.
hot.
Yeah, just play straight through. So I won't say it concerns me, but it's like, we'll take the 2 seed. We'll play that. We'll play that 7 seed. I'd rather get that game in than sit for 2 weeks. So
Yeah, what is it? The Eagles we need to play better or the Bucks?
well, it'll probably have to be the Eagles. I mean, both will more than likely win their divisions, but I'd have to look at the rest of their schedules to see if, like, from a from a record standpoint, who would end up getting the higher seed. But we'll see.
Right.
I don't know. Ashley, do you think the Giants do you think they have a chance to still make the playoffs? Is there a path to it?
No, I don't want to say everyone's thrown in the towel, but I think when you have a gruesome injury like what Scat had, it just kind of takes the life out of you. And then when coaches aren't making proper calls, uh, Shane Bowen, it just, like when players just don't, like they just aren't vibing. So like the locker room is off, and I just feel like vibes are off between players and coaches, not players and players. I think they're all cool, like camaraderie, but when you hear Brian Burns walking through the tunnel after the game yelling, "Drop 8," like they obviously don't agree. When you see Dexter Lawrence in his interviews and he's like, we just did what we were told to do. Or Kayvon Thibodeau, like, is mad because how do you defend the tush push? It's just like, man, all these things keep piling up. And you know what? What you have to hang your hat on is the fact that with the right coaches, with the right personnel, that defense will be lethal. Once our offensive keys are healthy, that'll be lethal as well. So I think, like you said, moving forward this season, you just give Jackson as many reps as you can. And then moving into next year, he should be ready.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited for that division next year.
Yeah.
Honestly, ain't no telling what the Cowboys gonna do. Nobody cares. But as far as the Giants and the Eagles, shall be relatively interesting. Last thing with the NFL. I guess I've never thought about this in depth, but I don't know what all is taken into consideration and what all like is involved when talking about the MVP for the NFL. We see a lot of quarterbacks typically win that award, and I don't know if just because their stats are the easiest to kind of put into context of the game. So I don't know if y'all either one have thoughts on that. If so, please share. But then two, who are your front runners for MVP as we're about halfway through the season?
Yeah, I don't want the MVP to feel like a quarterback's award, kind of like how the college landscape has shied away from that. Devontae Smith getting in, and others who aren't in the quarterback position. I think the same could be said for the NFL. Like Josh Allen wasn't the MVP last year. If we're going to choose a quarterback, it was definitely Lamar. All in all, though, if I'm being 100% realistic, Saquon deserved a fair shot in that discussion. I think similarly this year, Jonathan Taylor deserves a shot in that discussion. And seeing Patrick Mahomes' name above Baker Mayfield's and he's throwing to milkmen is crazy. He didn't have Mike Evans, he didn't have Chris Godwin, and he's got his rookie looking like he done played the last 7 years in the league and he's a veteran. Like, come on now. So, those are the two names I feel should be in the discussion for sure, hands down, Baker and Jonathan. But in terms of expanding, I guess, who's considered in the MVP discussion by position, that needs to expand too.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Gail, anything you want to add?
I'm gonna throw J Love in there.
Top
Okay.
five. Top
Okay.
five.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that.
Just saying, the numbers are
380
They're
on
there.
Pitt.
They're there.
there.
Come
So,
on now.
but yeah, for me, I'm
Let's
like,
start a dialogue.
let's do it. Let's start the campaign.
Change.org.